Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. It's been a while, huh? Unfortunately, the story itself has a few more... we're gonna have to still wait for another update. Thankfully though, they did release the side stories, which I will be pulling up right now. We have Can I Come Over and What Do You Want? But right now we also have the Halloween episode, which came out a little bit later than it was supposed to. So yeah, we'll be doing the Halloween one, and then I will be doing the Can I Come Over and What Do You Want afterwards in a separate video, because the Halloween one is longer than these two combined, I think. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah. Really, there isn't anything to catch up on, really. It'll be the whole gang together, celebrating Halloween. Cyrus will be introducing them to the holiday. Shenanigans will ensue. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, without further ado, let us begin. Remember the Flowers, Happy Halloween. The morning sun starts to peek through the bar windows. I'm up earlier than usual, again. Lately, I've been having trouble sleeping. I just can't shake this restless feeling some days. At times like these, I have to distract myself however I can. More often than not, that means working on Kai, specifically my log. Vita advised me to make notes on everything that I remember about the previous world. I might be one of the few currently alive from that era. It makes sense that I record my memories from that time. I often sit at the bar while Aaron works to try and jog my memory. He gets here pretty early to do inventory and clean up anything left behind. Weekday mornings are usually pretty slow, meaning it's quiet until the late afternoon. Feels more like a cafe sometimes. Looking at the date, I realize something. Huh. It's almost Halloween. You say something, Cyrus? I blink. Whoops, sorry. Thinking out loud. I never thought about it before, but do y'all celebrate Halloween? Halloween? I don't think that I've heard of it. Is it a holiday? It is. It was celebrated worldwide, but I think how it was celebrated sometimes differ depending on where you lived. I try to remember the actual origins of Halloween. Like a lot of the holidays at the time, it got pretty commercialized. Though before that, it had more religious origins. Aaron looks at me excitedly, forgetting that he was cleaning some glasses. He could never resist a tale of the old world. Now, I'm not an expert by any means, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Supposedly on October the 1st, the boundary between the living and the spirit world is at its thinnest. Spirits, demons, and monsters were said to cross over and walk amongst the living during that time. They wore costumes as a way to disguise their true forms, but honestly, I'm not sure on the details. Well, it certainly sounds fantastical. I don't know if fantastical is the right word. Spirits walking around and pretending to be normal people sounds kind of unsettling. I remember an old friend of mine claimed that he used to be able to see spirits when he was a kid. I never really believed him. Hopefully he didn't take it personally. But who knows? Maybe he turned into a ghost himself and roams the earth. He could be standing right beside me, watching me. Even after 300 years? I'm sure he's moved on by now, if you believe in that kind of thing. I'm not so sure. If I'm being honest, all the supernatural stuff might not be so crazy after all. What makes you say that? I've been having trouble sleeping. Oh? Is everything okay? I've been experiencing strange stuff lately. Stuff I can't really explain. Aaron raises an eyebrow. Tell me about it. Nah, it's nothing, really. It's stupid. If you're losing sleep, it's not nothing. Tell me what's going on. I lower my head and sigh. staring at the counter below me. I thought my brain was just playing tricks on me or something, but it's been getting worse. Maybe I'm just going crazy, but do you ever hear voices, Aaron? My voice gets shaky and Aaron's eyes go wide. Hear what? Just voices. I can never make out what they're saying, but I hear them sometimes. They're always near, like from inside my closet or outside my room. I thought maybe others were just passing by, but the halls are always empty. Then one day, I was walking down the halls alone and started hearing the pitter-patter of footsteps following me. When I turned around, there was no one there. But they are definitely there, and they keep coming back. I kept walking and I heard it again. Sometimes, it feels like they're trying to keep up with me, but when I stop, they stop too. It's like it's taunting me. And I'd like to think that maybe Silver is just messing with you, but I wish it were only that. There are even nights when I'm laying down in bed and it sounds like someone is whispering to me, but when I turn on the lights, again, no one is there. I can see the fur stand up on the back of his neck. I end up leaving the lights on because I'm too scared to fall back asleep otherwise. That is a little concerning, Cyrus. Ever since then, I've started seeing shadows out of the corner of my eyes too. It's gotten so bad, Aaron. The bar is the only place that I feel like I can escape at all. Is that why you're here right now? I had no idea. You should have told me. The longer he stares at me with those concerned eyes, the harder it becomes to keep myself together. And a grin creeps up onto my face. You made that up, didn't you? Sorry. You're kidding. Aaron takes a deep breath. Come on, you really had me going there for a second. I think I sold it pretty well. Aaron leans over the counter and grumbles. Maybe a little too well. I don't even believe in ghosts. I should have known better. I bet you don't even believe in them either, do you? I never said that. I like to believe that they're real. Speaking of, you want to know something else? They say that 3 a.m. is a time when the spirits are most active. It's called the witching hour. Have you ever woken up randomly in the middle of the night? I do. Often. You may have had contact with a spirit. Or maybe they're trying to communicate with you. For what reason? Couldn't say. If you ever wake up and see something standing at the foot of your bed, you should be careful. It means the barrier between the living and the dead has broken. You'll never get rid of them after that. Aaron grumbles and folds his arms. I promise you that the only reason that I wake up in the middle of the night is because I have to go to the bathroom. Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I feel like the idea of someone stalking me in my sleep is scarier than any ghost. You've got a point. Ever heard of stories of trespassers hiding in people's homes? It's a whole thing. I don't really like the sound of that. Yup, they hide during the day and then come out at night when everyone is asleep, raid their fridges and steal their belongings. Everything. I can't imagine finding out one day that there's been someone living in my walls for who knows how long. Then you get what I mean when I say that people are way scarier than anyone else. True. Thank God surveillance cameras were invented, right? Aaron pats the counter with his hand twice. Enough of that. Tell me more about Halloween. Oh, right. Let's see. I rub my chin. Back in the day, it was celebrated differently depending on how old you were. Kids would dress up in monster costumes just like the spirits in the stories and knock on people's doors to ask for candy. It was called trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating? Yeah, when people open their doors, you would have to shout, "Trick or treat!" They'd give you candy that you would carry around in a sack with you. And after a night of going door to door, you would end up with a pretty hefty sack of candy. Ah, so that's the treat. What if they gave you a trick? What was considered a trick? I paused and scratched my cheek. Uh, I don't think that we thought about it that far. Then what's the point of asking for a trick? I'm not really sure. It was just a tradition. Oh, now that I think about it, some adults would try to scare us kids. Aaron chuckles nervously. That sounds kind of mean, doesn't it? Sure, but that was part of the fun. To try and get scared on Halloween. I remember one Halloween I was with my mom, and I walked up to someone's house. There was a man dressed in a black cloak, holding a cauldron full of candy. I couldn't see their face, and he didn't say anything, but a sign next to him said to take a piece. I was like 5 years old, so I was scared out of my mind. Rightfully so. Aaron smirks and crosses his arms. I reached into the cauldron, grabbed the candy, and as soon as I thought that I was safe, the man lunged forward and surprised me. He was like, "Wah, trick or treat, kid." I mimic the old man and pretend to lunge at Aaron as he flinches. Ah, all this for something that you can buy at a store. I have no idea how kids are so resilient sometimes. I smirk and cross my arms. Yeah, well, if it makes you feel better, I screamed and ran back to my mom. The whole thing just sounds like a mean prank. It was fun. Halloween is all about the spooky scare after all. I never liked being scared as a kid, but as I got older, it seemed like people were more afraid of me than anything. He points to his eyes. I think I've scared enough kids for one lifetime, you know? Oh, yeah, that's fair. That doesn't mean that I didn't take advantage of it, though. And if you keep trying to mess with me, I might have to show you what real fear looks like. Aaron shoots me an intimidating glare, unlike any expression that I've ever seen him wear before. He's not wrong. Although I liked how unique his eyes look, the glare sends a shiver down my spine. He leans over me, and I gulp. If I'm being 100% honest with myself, seeing Aaron like this, it's kinda hot. But I'm not gonna tell him that. Or maybe I will. Glancing up at him, I give him a nervous laugh. You can try, but I don't think that it'll work on me. And why's that? Tigers always look cute when they're angry. What? Aaron's face changes completely from intimidating to bewildered. He blinks and looks away. I can see him glancing at me from the corner of his eye. My face starts turning red. I won't lie. That's a first for me. What is? Even the toughest men get scared by that look. You know how many people I scared off with that glare alone? More than a couple, I bet. Maybe you really are fearless, but being fearless and acting fearless are two very different things. It means nothing if you can't back it up. He leans forward on the counter with one elbow and shoots me a wink. When I was running around the streets, I didn't know fear. I was an unstoppable force not to be messed with. His voice suddenly gets deeper. You should think twice before getting on my bad side, Cyrus. I can't help but laugh, and his face softens up because of it. You're about as scary as a stuffed animal. He chuckles and straightens up. Maybe not now, but you shouldn't underestimate me. Anyway, how did adults celebrate Halloween besides giving out candy? I leaned back in my chair. It depends on the adult. Once you got older, most of us kind of grew out of it. It was just another day. But age didn't stop the Halloween enthusiasts. Even just decorating for the month of October could be fun. The Halloween aesthetic is kind of nostalgic. It gave us an excuse to keep the childlike wonder of us alive, you know? Oh, and there was also haunted houses. Haunted houses? Oh, don't worry. They weren't really haunted. How do I explain it? It's a place to get scared. On purpose, if that makes sense. Not at all. I chuckle and Aaron arches an eyebrow. It sounds stupid, I know. A group of people would rent out a building to decorate, along with hiring actors to dress up for the event. The goal was to reach the end while the actors try to scare you the whole way through. Let me guess, you were the one to lead the group. Well, no. It was usually Deanna that led me and Damien through them. I was scared. A lot. Gotta love a good cheap jump scare. Aaron starts laughing. So it turns out that you're not that fearless. I really can't imagine you being scared, much less screaming. Yeah, it sucked, but it was still fun. I'm glad that I can still remember these things, even that far back. It makes me feel warm. But other than that, people used it as an excuse to dress up, drink, and party till sunrise. It's not really my thing, but as long as you're with good friends, you can get through most anything. Aaron looks pensive as he gazes out the window and then smiles. Let's do it, he says enthusiastically. Huh? Let's host a party. I'll fund it. He chuckles and looks back at me. I was just thinking how it's been a while since we've had one. A Halloween party sounds like it'll be fun. Would you like to try and put it together? Like, you want me to host it? Well, you are the expert. Oh, no. I don't think that I have it in me. You need someone with a lot of energy. How about Karain? That seems right up her alley, right? What, are you scared? He teases me. Yes, a little bit. Then that's perfect. Halloween is all about being scared. Isn't that what you said? As long as you help Karain set it up, I'll cover the expenses. I groan in defeat. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try. You said that it's at the end of the month? That should be enough time to get everything together. Tell me, what kind of monster do you think that I should dress up as? He wiggles his eyebrows, knowing that it's the easiest way to get me to both blush and snort. Stop! I laugh and then fixate on those fangs of his. I think I have a pretty solid idea. A couple of days go by. When I explained the idea to Karain, she was eager to jump at the chance to organize it. Somehow, we managed to convince not only Kanto but also Silver to help with the planning too. I just hope that we can throw a party without incident this time. Unsurprisingly, party supply stores don't carry Halloween decorations these days, so we had to make them ourselves. It wasn't difficult, but it did require me to do a lot of prep work, and I'm not exactly an artist. As it turns out, Karain is pretty good at crafts. I shouldn't be surprised. If she can build her own prosthetic arm, she can probably make anything. While I'm sitting at a table with Silver and Kanto, Karain shouts out at me as she tries to hang up an orange banner. Hey Cyrus, how does this look? It's a little crooked. Try raising it up a little. Okay. The banner says Happy Halloween in black letters, hand-painted of course. I tried explaining the various customs of Halloween to everyone, but I worried that I didn't do a good job. Meanwhile, Silver is working on the invitations while Kanto is attempting to carve a pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern. Trying to advertise a party about a holiday nobody knows about has presented some challenges. So like, what's the point of carving out pumpkins exactly? And what about all this? He points while gesturing at the scooped out pile of seeds and pulp next to him at the table. The roasted seeds are good, plus you can use the pumpkin pulp to make pie. I can't say my parents ever really did anything with the leftovers though. Kanto rolls his eyes and continues scooping up the pumpkin. Seems a little wasteful, but hey, it's your party. Hey Sai, could you explain what kind of costumes people should be wearing again? I get that we're supposed to be monsters, but I've never heard of some of these things. Yeah, hold on. I actually sketched up some a few days ago. I take a sketchbook out of my Axiom that I recently bought. After laying it open on the table, I present my crudely drawn pictures of various monsters. Take a look. Silver pulls it towards him and starts slowly flipping through every page. If I'm being honest, people didn't always dress up as monsters. Sometimes they dress up in cute costumes or just something silly. Those are just some basic ideas. Silver pauses and gives me a thumbs up. Alright, I think I got it. Thanks. Now it's Kanto's turn to look over them as he begins turning pages. I still don't think vampires are a real thing. I don't remember saying that they were real. The dragon scratches his head. This all seems kind of ridiculous and weird, if you ask me. That's the point. It's a fun excuse to be weird. Like you need an excuse. Har har. I think you're due for some fun in your life anyways. Damn stick in the mud. I jab him on the shoulder and he winces, eyes going wide for a moment. He grumbles and starts rubbing his shoulder. Ow. You're getting a little too strong, you know. Oh, you really think so? I flex my arm and Kanto grumbles. Good to know your training is coming along. Silver interrupts our bickering. By the way, do you think Ash could come? I pause for a moment. I don't see why not. Think the party would be his kind of scene? Dunno. He works a lot, but I think he uses it as an excuse to socialize with his coworkers. Maybe he would like something like this. Is this exclusively a work party? Nah, I think it'll be great if it was a local event. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring back Halloween for real. Easier said than done. And what the hell is a zombie? He points at one of my sketches. Oh boy, this is going to take a while. I hear footsteps from behind me along with the sound of ice clinking glasses. You guys working hard? More or less. Aaron sets a drink down in front of each of us. So, is anyone gonna tell Karain the party's not for a couple of weeks? I did, but she was eager to get a head start. I start counting fingers. She's also trying to figure out how many cauldrons, spider webs, gravestones, and other stuff she could just cram in here. Don't forget the pumpkins. And the pumpkins, yes. Hopefully it turns out well. We had to make a trip to the hardware store to pick up supplies to make at least half of the stuff from scratch. Come to think of it, maybe we should leave the decorations up. Why's that? Advertisement. We'll have a bar patron seeing the decorations all month before the party. Ah, good point. Silver takes a sip of his drink first. Since we're already here, what do you think that we should dress up as for this party? I crack my knuckles. Thought you'd never ask. I first point to Silver. Okay, you'd make a great slasher. Knives and a mask are a must. A little bit on the nose, but I can work with that. Good. Next. And you, Kanto, I think you make a great Frankenstein. Franken what? And last, but certainly not least. Hey. I point to Aaron. With those teeth, you'd make a perfect vampire. Isn't that the one who drinks people's blood? Good, you were listening. Then I gesture to myself. I think I'll go the easy route and be a zombie. Kind of already am one, to be honest. And what about her? We'll look up at Karain, who's still trying to get the banner just right. Don't worry, we already discussed that when we first met up. I think she'd make a great witch. It's pretty versatile look. They wear cloaks and hats and carry around broomsticks. Though I've definitely seen people take them in a unique direction. How so? Sexy witches. What do you mean sexy witches? Like taking the initial idea and making it sexy. Skimpy, short dresses with frills, showing off a lot of skin, you know? Kanto snorts. Yeah, good luck with getting her to dress up like that. That's true. I can hear Silver's chair scoot back and I look over to him. Hey, you don't mind taking over for a while, Sai? I have some errands to take care of. Sorry, I'll be back in a bit to help some more. That's fine. We'll be here for a while. I'm gonna start working on the posters too. Kanto stops what he's doing and looks over to Silver. Do you need me to come over with you? As Silver makes his way to the door, he stops and looks back. Nah, I should be okay on my own. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I'll see you around. He starts walking away again, waving back at us, and then exits the bar. I can't help but notice a slight tension from their exchange and look over to Kanto, who has immediately gone back to scooping. It's pretty much as I feared. Silver has been kind of cold with Kanto lately. Should I say something to Kanto? I feel like I should, but with everyone else around, it might be awkward. Next time for sure. Maybe I can cheer him up a bit. I turn back to Aaron, who also has a concerned look. Hey, Aaron, didn't you say that you were trying some Halloween-themed cocktails for the party? Could we try a few since we're already here? I don't see why not. You up for it, Kanto? Kanto has snapped out of his focus. Oh, I don't know about right now. Come on, have a drink with me, Kanto. Please. We've never had a drink together, you know. I give him the biggest smile that I can muster, and he rolls his eyes. All right, relax. Stop making that face at me. It's weird. And just one. You know I'm a lightweight. You got it. We're ready, Aaron. Good. Let me show you one that I cooked up last night. Oh? Aaron has a sparkle in his eye, something that I've grown to like after spending time with him these past couple of months. He goes back to his station and begins preparing our drinks. Once he's done, he returns with 2 martini glasses for the both of us. He has this dubious look on his face and wiggles an eyebrow. I call this a Black Widow. Try it out. Can't imagine why you would call it that. Kanto remarks sarcastically as we both examine our drinks. Inside the glass are layers of colors. It's mostly black, with the bottom of it a vibrant red. The black layer looks intimidating, perfect for Halloween. On second thought, hey, you promised. I don't remember promising anything, but I guess I can't let it go to waste either. Here goes nothing. I hold out my glass to Kanto and he does the same. Cheers. Cheers. I try to take a big chug, and as soon as it goes down my throat, I start coughing up a storm. What the? Don't chug it, idiot. Are you okay, Cyrus? Suddenly, I can hear Karain calling out for me across the bar. You good over there, Sai? Through my strained voice, I try to reassure her that I'm fine. Yeah, I'm... I keep coughing and Aaron starts patting my back. Wow, that's a little strong. You're supposed to sip a martini. Kanto starts laughing to himself, which makes me smile. Yeah, I know. I might have gotten a little too brave in college when I used to drink. It tastes like vodka. And cranberry? That's right, a vodka cranberry with a little bit of food coloring. Simple, right? I was never a fan of vodka. I scoot the glass back towards Aaron with one finger and he chuckles. I'll try to whip up something else later then. That's karma for forcing me to drink with you. It's pretty good though, I'll admit. Suddenly Karain comes scampering towards us. What you got there, Sai? A new drink? Yeah, but I think I'm done with it. I'll take it off your hands. Go for it. It's too strong for me. Shame. Step aside, guy. I'll handle this one for you. Karain swipes the glass off the table and examines it, then swirls it a bit in her hand. Whoa. That looks wicked, Aaron. You think so? Okay, I'm going in. She suddenly starts chugging the glass, not even taking a moment to breathe. Once she's done, she slams it on the counter and wipes her mouth with her arm. Delicious. I think I feel rejuvenated. That might just be a buzz. You never hold back, do you? What do you call this? Aaron chuckles. It's nothing special, just a vodka cranberry, but I'm calling it a Black Widow. So, you're making specialty drinks? I can help you make the menu. Oh, that's a great idea. I need a dedicated taste tester anyway. She fist bumps Aaron while wearing a big grin. I'm glad to see that she seems even more enthusiastic about this party than I am. It's a nice contrast to Silver and Kanto, who both seem a little reluctant. But I appreciate that they're humoring the idea anyway. With that, I pick up where Silver left off with the invitations. Despite the crappy weather outside, the party went off without a hitch. The thunderstorm only adds to the atmosphere. Ash asked the early partygoer if they could take a photo of our group with a camera. Crystal gave him. Silver and Kanto were reluctant, but with enough convincing, we managed to drag them into it. An hour passes, and the place is really starting to lift up. Still not having a lot of confidence in my ability to host, I left the reins to Karain and Aaron. They've thrown more parties here than I can count. It's still a little too loud for my liking, but I'm glad everyone is having fun. I don't have the courage for mingling, so I stick to occasionally greeting people who will arrive and passing out bags of candy. Meanwhile, Kanto's off chatting up some locals. I haven't seen Silver yet. Aaron's busy making drinks for everyone, and Karain's on the stage doing karaoke. I'm glad to see that it's still around. Sadly, no classic Halloween songs survived from my time period. Karain is going crazy on some heavy metal rock songs instead. I didn't know her voice could go that deep. Every now and then, new partygoers come rushing through the front door yelling "Happy Halloween" or something close to it. It's really bringing back that nostalgic feeling for me. As expected, most people didn't really have a good sense of how to dress up, at least outside of our group. Several people are just wearing capes or cloaks, but with no real distinguishing theme. It's a start. What's important is that everyone is having fun with it. That's what I tell myself anyway. Hey little man, that outfit looks sick. I jump and look to where the loud, gruff voice is coming from. Standing there is a large male bear who is now focused on me. Next to him is another smaller female bear. They're both dressed up in what I am assuming is a chef uniforms, along with the hats. Huh? Oh, thank you. I don't think that I've ever seen you around here before. What's your name? You can call me Sai. Nice meeting you, Sai. I'm Bill, and this is my little sister, Kathy. Kathy crosses her arms and pouts. I actually had other plans tonight, but this guy here insisted that I come with him to this thing. Don't pretend that you didn't want to dress up with me, just like when we were kids. Yeah, but something cool, like Sai here. She gestures her hand at me while wearing an annoyed expression, and Bill chuckles. I think it's cute, a couple of chefs. Chef and sous chef. Oh please, when's the last time that you cooked anything by yourself? Don't pay any attention to her. It's looking like a real party tonight. Kathy takes a deep breath and looks over to me. Anyway, what are you supposed to be? Oh, it's supposed to be a zombie. What in the world is a zombie? It's the living dead. They're all corpsey and walk around eating people. That's gross. Cool, but gross. She puts her hand on her lips and turns to Bill. Yeah, see that, Bill? We're doing that next time. None of this cutesy stuff. If it'll get you to relax, I'll do anything. Damn, girl. I chuckle nervously. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll host another party next year. Oh, please do. I know I'm being bitchy, but this place looks amazing. This is just my vibe. Whatever this is. I'm glad that you like it. It took a while for me and Karain to put it up together. Of course Karain is the one that helped you set up. She's such a party animal. Oh, you know Karain? Who doesn't? She's only the loudest drinker at Starlight Road. But you gotta hand it to her. She knows how to party. Ain't that the truth? Look at her go. Oh, before you go, have some party favors. I turn around to grab 2 bags of candy and hand them to the pair. Thanks again, Mr. Zombie. She winks at me and starts walking away. Meanwhile, Bill is waving goodbye. Anyway, see you around, Si. We're gonna meet up with a few friends. Sure, have fun, you guys. And with that, the siblings are gone. I suddenly hear a familiar chuckle, and I turn to see my favorite fox standing near me. Yo. Hey. You look like you're having fun. Are you doing okay? Yeah, doing my best anyway. I look over at the roaring crowd. Didn't expect to get this much attention for a Halloween party. Well, it's funny you say that. When we were sending out invites, people sent some pretty interesting replies. Silver takes out his Axiom screen. A good chunk of them said that they've heard of this holiday through bits and pieces from their families. One said that their grandma used to tell them stories from before the fall, from her great-great-grandma. Another one questions whether this had something to do with boxes of strange costumes hidden away in their family's basement. Huh. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. I mean, 300 years is a long time, but in the grand scheme of history? Uh-huh. You've got that look on your face. What are you thinking about? I'm just surprised is all. It's good to know that some old traditions survived the fall. Maybe I was being pessimistic to think that there was nothing left. Now I'm curious what else survived. Sounds like a good first date for you and Axel. Har har. What about you though? I know parties aren't really your thing. You're right, they're not. Silver turns his gaze towards the crowd at Ash. He's dressed like a ghost, a pretty simple outfit. He's covered in white cloth that Corain stitched together to make it work like a makeshift hoodie, along with a face mask. Ash looks like he's doing his best to socialize with a friend he brought along with him. He was really excited to meet everyone. And you're okay with that? I'm still anxious about him living on his own, even now. But what can you do? I can't baby him forever. Gotta let him live his life. And what about you? What about me? How are you and Kanto doing? Silver raises a brow. We're doing fine. Why? Okay. What? It's nothing. I just thought that Kanto seemed down lately, is all. I figured you might know why. I'll talk to him later. I think you should. And with how tight-lipped Silver is acting, I might have steered the conversation into awkward territory. I am genuinely curious about what's going on with them. I look over to Ash in the crowd. Well, anyway, I'm glad that you invited your brother. He looks like he's having fun at least. Good. I call that mission accomplished. I take a long look at Silver's costume. Gotta say, you and Corain did a pretty good job putting your costumes together. I figured that you didn't care much what you wore to this thing. Silver shrugs and smirks. Why not? It's to celebrate the revival of Halloween, right? Do you like the blood? I'm surprised you haven't gotten any looks. Oh, I have. Had to shake him off and convince him it's not real. Figures. I laugh and lean back in my chair. Thanks for going along with all of this. It means a lot, even if you're not super into it. It's no sweat. I figured that if you're around, it wouldn't be so bad. Silver chuckles to himself and we watch the crowd for a little while. This is definitely more my speed. Then all of a sudden the lights go out and the music comes to an abrupt stop. Unsurprisingly, the crowd is either screaming or groaning as they're now engulfed in pitch black. No, my party! Corain cries out from the darkness. A few of the attendees, myself included, turn on our axioms for a bit of light. The hell? I get up from my stool. What's going on? I'm not sure. I guess the power went out. Hey, what's the big idea? Someone in the crowd shouts. Aaron takes out his stern voice in response. Remain calm, everyone. With a storm like this, it's not a surprise that the power went out. Stay where you are and don't panic. We'll have someone check out the generator. I can't clearly see him from here, but it looks like he's typing on his axiom. Silver's wrist beeps. Looks like Axel's put me to the task. I'm going to the basement to check it out. I'll come with you. Sure, let's go. We head towards the entrance to the lower floor. But before we can reach it, Ash calls out to us while making his way through the crowd. Silver, where are you going? Hey, we're just going to check on the generator downstairs. Stay here for a bit, okay? After a moment, he stops in front of us. Are you kidding? Let me go with you guys. If someone's causing problems, you're gonna need backup. We're fine. Besides, I've already got Cyrus here to watch my back. I don't really think that he needs me to, if I'm being honest. I don't think that you need to worry about him. No offense, but I know more than anyone that Silver is prone to getting into dangerous situations. Silver shrugs. You do what you gotta do, right? At least let me go with you, for my peace of mind. Ash. Silver. I look back and forth between the two. I'm coming with you. He leans in close to whisper. Besides, I'm always armed anyway, remember? Ash gives Silver a stern look, and with a grumble, he gives in. Alright, fine. Ash smiles with his chest puffed out. Considering how protective Silver is, I never expected Ash to be the one to make Silver give in to his demands. I give a nervous laugh, and Silver opens a door. It's pitch black. Peeking over Silver, Ash, and I look over at each other more than a little concerned. You got a flashlight, right? Of course I do. Don't tell me you're scared. I huff at Silver, who takes out a flashlight from his axiom. What makes you say that? Your ticker? Oh, hey, cut it out. It's not helping. Ash chuckles and I pout. Judging from your heart rate going down, I'd say it is. I can hear it too. Sorry, Cyrus. Though it sounds a little funny. Not sure how to describe it. Oh, that's... I clear my throat. I had heart surgery a long time ago. What you're hearing is probably my pacemaker. Ash raises an eyebrow. Oh, I had no clue. Do you think that it's a good idea to come with us if that's the case? It's fine. I'll be fine. I wave away his concern. I'm surprised that I managed to make up that excuse on the fly. Luckily, Silver saves me by chiming in. As he should, since he's the one that drew attention to it. Okay, it's time that we take the plunge. Are you guys ready? Just stay behind me and watch your step. The fox clicks on the flashlight and heads down the stairs. We gulp and follow him. It's been a while since I've been down here. I don't come down here often myself, but I know where the generator is. I didn't even know that this place had a lower floor. Yep, there are a bunch of rooms down here too. What are they all for? You're too young. Ask me in a few years, maybe. What does that mean? Silver smirks. Nothing. Don't worry about it. When are you gonna drop the whole Big Brother thing? I just turned 20 not that long ago. Doesn't matter how old you are, you'll always be my little brother. Even though I tower over you, you're taller by like an inch, if that. Don't get cocky. But yes, even if you tower over me. Ash sighs and we move on. As we continue to descend, Silver stops in his tracks, and we do the same. What's wrong? Do you hear that? Hear what? Silver points his flashlight down at the foot of the stairs. Stay close to me. Ash and I both nod. Okay. The farther down we go, the more I think I do hear something. It sounds like wailing or howling even. I drop my voice to a whisper. What the hell is that? Shh. I don't know. You good, Ash? Yeah, sure. This is nothing. We're almost to the bottom at this point. It sounds like a few people are screaming in the distance, but that could just be from the party upstairs. It's hard to tell. But then we hear faint footsteps, and they are definitely not from upstairs. Silver doesn't hesitate to pull out a knife from his free paw. Ash, I know that I said that you could come along, but I am serious this time. Just stay here and let me deal with this. I'm gonna check it out. By yourself? Are you sure? Yes, you two. Just watch each other's back. I give a weak nod and Ash steps closer to my side. Just promise that you'll be careful, okay? Silver holds up his paw, wielding his knife, and sticks out his curled pinky. Pinky promise. Ash looks surprised by that and shakes his head. All right. Just give us a signal or something to let us know that it's okay. Nervous, we stay at the bottom of the stairs as he ventures off down the hall. He turns the corner and walks further in, leaving us alone. I know better than to call out to him. If there is something in there, he'd lose the element of surprise. But goddamn am I scared. At least Ash is here with me. I can hear a faint tapping noise. Glancing to my side, I realize that it's Ash tapping his foot. He must be nervous. Hey, Silver's gonna be fine. You know how your brother is. Huh? Oh, yeah, I know. Ash chuckles. I'm not worried about Silver. Then what's up? I'm not a big fan of the dark. Besides, whatever's waiting in the dark should be the one afraid of Silver. I smirk. Yeah, no kidding. After a minute of the faint creaking of doors opening and closing, the sound stops altogether. Both of our attention is now focused on the hallway. What the? I can hear what I think is Silver sighing, and then he calls out to us. The coast is clear. You guys are good. Even if Silver says so, I'm still uncomfortable walking through the darkness. Biting my lip, Ash and I tiptoe to the end of the hall, following the dim light of Silver's flashlight. As we turn the corner, we can see Silver standing in front of another door. He's looking around with his flashlight, pointing it further down the hall. Looks like someone was definitely down here. There's a staircase that leads outside. Whoever ran off left the exit open. I can hear the intense howling of the storm. Well, that's one mystery solved, I guess. Were we robbed? The fox motions me to come look into the room that he's standing in front of. Goddamn, my heart can't take this. He shines his flashlight on what I assume to be the generator. It's absolutely covered in graffiti. Enjoy your party, losers. Not so fun now, is it? You'll get what is coming to you. And similar words are sprayed on the wall. There is a wrench lodged into the guinea. I don't think that we can fix this ourselves. Ash sighs and puts his hands on his hips. Well, isn't that just nice? At least we aren't in immediate danger anymore, I think. He says that, but I still feel uneasy standing here in total darkness. Silver turns his head to face me. Cyrus, be real with me. Is this what the trick in trick-or-treating is meant to be? This isn't really what I had in mind. No. So much for harmless pranks. I cross my arms and sigh. Well, I guess we better head back upstairs. Let's check in with Aaron. Right. But first things first, let's lock the back exit. We all nod in agreement and head towards the stairs at the end of the hall, with Silver leading once again. When we reach the top, the double doors are wide open, swaying and rattling from the storm's violent gusts. Give me a second. I'm gonna check out the alleyway, just in case our perpetrator decides to linger. As Silver makes his way outside, he starts aiming his flashlight around in different directions, but doesn't say anything. He starts walking down the alley out of our sight, and we're left in silence. and after what feels like an excruciatingly long minute, the silence lingers. Ash starts to fidget in agitation. Silver? Hey, say something already. You're freaking us out. Shh. Ash takes a small step and then another, and then starts walking quickly towards the doors. I reach out to Ash to try and stop him. Hey, we should wait for a signal. Silver? Ash is now standing out in the alleyway, his eyes darting back and forth in every direction. I rush to his side and go on the alert. All that can be heard is the howling winds and lashing rain, and Silver is nowhere to be seen. We start loudly whispering for him, but still no response. What if he's hurt, Cyrus? I'm sure he's fine. Silver wouldn't ever let himself get hurt, right? Suddenly we hear what sounds like someone stepping in a puddle, and we both whip our heads around in the direction that it came from. Silver? Ash, I think we should go back inside. But before we can respond, we hear more continued splashes and I realize someone's sprinting towards us. Ash yells out in fright and I instinctively activate my time manipulation. Whatever is running towards us is fast, too fast. Fast enough that I can't even make out a split-second decision before a black silhouette can be seen lunging towards Ash. Instinctively, I reach out to shove him out of harm's way until I realize who it is that is lunging at him. Silver? Boo. I return time back to normal and Ash falls backwards onto his butt. Silver is standing over him, hunched over, with his claws extended towards him. Silver? What the hell are you doing? You scared the crap out of me. Real funny, Silver. Gotcha. He retracts his claws and reaches his hands out to Ash, who is now glaring at him. I had to get it in one spook for Halloween, right? Consider this my trick for the night. The coast is all clear, by the way. That's not funny. I seriously thought that you were hurt or something, or worse. Come on, like I'd ever let that happen. You know me. And didn't I say to stay put anyway? Ash grabs onto his hand and Silver lifts him up onto his feet. And now my costume is all wet. Damn it, Silver. He says while patting down his backside. Sorry about that. Didn't expect you to get that scared. Well, who the heck wouldn't get scared? It's all dark and there's a freaking storm and you're suddenly MIA. His voice cracks in the middle of his berating. Happy Halloween? Ash finally cracks a smile and sighs. You're an idiot. To be fair, you had me going there for a second too. Good job. But let's not do that again. Your timing needs work. Right. Silver pulls the flashlight out of his pocket and turns it on. Anyway, I didn't find anyone out here. Looks like they really did take off. Let's head back inside before we get even more soaked. No kidding. I think I'm ready to call it a night. That's enough Halloween for me, thanks. I don't think that we have much of a choice anyway, with the power out and all. We make our way towards the doors, with me trailing behind the other two. Ash grabs the handle of one of the doors and closes it, leaving the other door open so that I can finish the job. But before I make my way inside, I stop. Something catches my eye. I take a step backwards, staring at the back of the closed door, and I can make out something faint. Huh? What is it? You see something, Cyrus? Yeah, I think so. Come check this out. Silver and Ash walk over to my side, trying to figure out what I'm seeing. Along the back of the door and extending out onto the wall next to it is what looks to be more graffiti in red paint, but I can't make out what it says. Ash tries to decipher it himself. Huh? Does that say you're sing? You're sing? That doesn't make sense. Silver points his flashlight so that we can read it more clearly. Your sins. No idea what that means. Maybe there's more to it. Is there something more on the other door? Let's see. Silver aims the light to the left, and sure enough, he's right. There's more barely legible text behind the open door. That's fun. Here, I'll close it and we'll see what it says. When I approach the door, Silver's flashlight flickers and then goes out, plunging us into the gloom. Hey, what happened? Oh crap. Guess I haven't charged it in a while, sorry. He starts shaking it and gives it a smack, but it doesn't turn back on. That's convenient. No way that we can read it now. Let's give it a shot anyway, Cyrus. Alright. I continue what I was doing and make sure that both doors are closed before I can stand back next to Silver. And I still can't make out what it says, especially with my eyes still trying to adjust to the darkness. I've got nothing. What about you guys? Like I said, it's too dark. I can't read it either. Silver? Silver takes a step closer, now standing ahead of us and rubbing his chin. I think I can make it out, maybe. Well? Ash and I stand there with a bated breath, waiting for Silver to answer. But before he can, lightning arcs through the storm clouds like an outstretched hand. A peal of thunder loud enough to make Ash and I jump shakes the night air. At that moment I see it. I can read the graffiti clear as day. Never forget your sins. The echo of thunder dies down, and we're left there staring at the graffiti. Never forget your sins? That's kind of ominous. Ash grumbles and we look at each other. As if the generator wasn't enough, now they're gone and vandalize the building too? I can help it clean it up later if you want. Yeah, Axel isn't gonna be too happy about this. Ash doesn't seem too fazed by the graffiti, as cryptic as it is. Well, time to go deliver the bad news. I bet he's getting restless just waiting for us and trying to calm down the crowd. Ash gives a nervous smile. Right. You ready, Silver? I realize Silver has remained silent. He's still staring at the graffiti. Silver? Silence. Hey, what's up? I step closer to him to see what he's so focused on, but when I do, he doesn't seem to notice me. He's just mouthing something slowly from what I can tell. He almost looks like he's in a trance. I put my hand on his shoulder to get his attention. Silver jumps, his body stiff with fright, his face an expression of terror that I've never seen before from him. Oh, geez, sorry. What's got you all spooked all of a sudden? What? Oh, it's nothing. He loosens up his tense shoulders a bit and looks away from me. I'm fine. I was just, it's nothing. He looks over to Ash, who is staring at him, eyebrows raised. Breaking eye contact with him, he then opens the door back up. Let's go. We're wasting time. There are backup light fixtures stored here that we should probably take upstairs. They're independent from the generator and might still have some charge left in them. He rushes into the building, leaving us behind, and I quickly lose sight of him. Ash sidles up next to me. What was that about? I don't know. He gets in these moods every now and then. They're brief, but I guess you could say that he can be a little hard to read sometimes. He's always been like that. Do you know why? I have my hunches. He's been that way since we lived at an orphanage. The one in Resume, right? He told you about that? Just a little bit. All he told me was that it wasn't a great place to be. Yeah. He says with a blunt tone, followed by a moody silence. Why don't we get ourselves out of the rain and go check up on him? Ash gives me a slow nod, still struggling to calm his nerves, and we close the door behind us and descend down the stairs. As expected, Aaron decided to cut the party short since there is no telling when the power will be restored. Can't really party in the dark, though I'm sure some people would say otherwise, not to mention the lack of music too. Instead, we get to cleaning, might as well get a head start on it. Ash and I nudge Silver again about what had happened, but he brushes us off, claiming that he got a little spooked and that it wasn't a big deal. He was himself again, as if nothing had happened. I couldn't do much about it, and Ash definitely wasn't happy with the answer, but he didn't push for more. I wonder if this is normal for them. Sorry your party didn't go as planned, Sai. I wouldn't be so sure. I think it went pretty well while it lasted. People seemed interested overall, and that was the goal all along. Agreed. We'll have to do it again next year. I like that. Gives me time to figure out a new costume for next year. You got that right, boys. Next year's gonna be even more insane. Yeah, and what does that mean? I was thinking of upping the ante. Remember the haunted house stuff Sai mentioned? Let's do that next year. Scare the absolute shit out of the partygoers. Can't really say that's a good idea with half the party drunk out of their minds. Sadly, I agree. I don't want to see any fists flying. Aw, come on. It's not that serious. You'd be surprised what a person will do when they're scared. Don't worry, Karain. I'm sure that we can do something else. Besides... I place my hand on her shoulders, and she locks those big blue eyes on me. You made this entire party possible. We couldn't have done any of this without you. Aw, you're just saying that. She says bashfully as she rolls her eyes. I'm serious. It was just like from before the fall, except maybe the heavy metal music, but that's fine. Thank you, Sai. I won't let you down. Hey guys. The silver fox across the room comes our way, dragging a large bag of trash behind him. Hey Axel, where should I put this? Leave it right next to the bar counter. I'll take care of it later. Thank you, Ash. It's no problem. Sorry about the broken generator. That definitely wasn't on the itinerary tonight, but there is nothing that I can do about it now. Thank you for helping clean up, kid. Hey Axel? Yes? Don't call me kid. Huh? Ash flashes a smile at Aaron, one of those smiles clearly meant as a warning, and the tiger laughs nervously. Don't let him get to you, Axel. You should have seen the way that I scared him good earlier. He's not so tough. Ash grumbles and shoots a glare at Silver. All right. Let's cool it down. Anyway, thanks for sticking around, Ash. You really didn't have to clean up. It's fine. The party was fun while it lasted. I've never been to one of the bar parties before. Much less a party hosted by Rose. Thank you. I aim to please. Oh yeah? Did you guys want to see the photo that I took earlier of the group? It came out great. Let's see it. Hey, don't forget, you can't share these photos with anyone. I know. But we can at least print a few copies for ourselves? That's probably my department. Just leave it to me, Ash. Thanks, Ring. We all gather around Ash as he turns to the camera, the viewfinder lighting up within a couple of seconds. You know, I actually do make a pretty good-looking zombie. Maybe I'll rock this look again next year. Ugh, I look like a freak. So it's just a normal day for you then? Cyrus. Kidding. Ash chuckles to himself and looks over to me. Well, I guess that's that. Happy Halloween, everyone. Remember the flowers. Happy Halloween. Even though it came out kind of late. I apologize right now if you heard a dog barking, but that's my neighbor's dog. It's like right around the time where he has to go to work because he's a police dog. And right at this time of the day, he'll start barking because he knows that he has to be let out. He's going to go walking. He's going to do some prep work, and then he goes into the cruiser and then he leaves. But like clockwork. I should have anticipated that. But anyways, so yeah, that was the Halloween episode of Remember the Flowers. But like, obviously, like I told you, we still have the other 2 side stories Can I Come Over, which is with Damien and Cyrus. And then What Do You Want, when Silver and Kanto first met. These 2 are shorter, but they will be placed in the same video together, and they'll be around the same length as this video. So yeah, you have that to look forward to. And then eventually we'll have Life of a Rose, which I guess is Karain and Vita. And then It'll Be Okay, which I guess is when Silver and Ash escaped. So yeah, we have those to look forward to eventually. And I have seen, quote unquote, some progress for the next chapter of Remember the Flowers. I can't tell you what I've seen, but I have seen stuff. I have seen the sprite work that Orion is doing. I mean, he's been posting that on Twitter, so if you still have Twitter, then you can see some of the progress work that he's doing on the sprites, and they're getting a little bit better. But yeah. And of course, Jericho is working on the story. That's about as much as I can tell you. But yeah, we're gonna get Remember the Flowers, the main proper story, soon again. Woo! But for now, we have the side stories. I mean, these 2 have technically been out for a while, but only for Patreons. But yeah. Anywho, so yeah. Woo! I really like this little Halloween thing. I hope that they end up doing more for... Do they have it here? No, they don't have it on here. I really hope that they end up doing more for for like holidays, like one for Christmas, one for maybe Valentine's, maybe one for... Since Cyrus was an American, then, you know, it would just be American holidays like Easter. What other holidays exist? Maybe New Year's? I mean, it could be one that's combined like for Christmas and New Year's, maybe. I don't know, Jericho. Ideas? Filler. But yeah. Also, you could tell that this story was set before the confrontation. I mean, obviously, with Kanto and Silver. So maybe... I don't remember if when you pick it, it tells you like, oh, this story that you need to read up to like chapter such and such to be able to like understand what's going on. And I think it said up to chapter 13, which what is chapter 13? Oh, this is when they go to Golden Requiem, I believe. So already stuff is happening between Kanto and Silver. There's already like tension there that you can tell. And Silver's like going off on his own, and Kanto's like, well, thanks for telling me, I guess. You know, and then like already it was already after they had to have the talk about I think about why Silver decided to move in with Cyrus, aside from keeping an eye on him. That it was because he kind of like he's already like sort of trying to move out of the relationship in a way, but still wanting to be in it, but still like, not to mince words, but it feels like the relationship ended because of Silver. But yeah, but this is stuff that happened in the past already. We don't have to talk about that anymore. Their costumes were kind of cool. Editor, me, future me, I put up the picture of the Halloween image that I'm probably going to end up using as a thumbnail anyway, because it's the only way that I can grab these furries' attention. But yeah, you can see their costumes. Everyone's looking all kind of cool. Aaron the vampire, Kanto the Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein himself, and Karain as a witch. It would have been kind of nice and fun to have Karain as like Agatha, but either the image was already drawn already or they probably didn't want to do that, because I mean Agatha is a character from Marvel and, you know, also the show, and it's like, nah, let's just dress her up as a generic witch. It works either way. Cyrus as a zombie, which, I mean, he kind of is, as he said. But anyways, oh, also Ash. It is nice to have Ash in the picture. Particularly because I probably think that Jericho is getting ready to have Ash do his little sacrifice arc, which I am not looking forward to. And I say that because it's kind of like an anime trope where, like, when a character has that moment that Silver had, he ends up sacrificing himself. And that's going to be like a big motivator or something like that for Cyrus. And it's just going to be like, no, why? Why did you kill my favorite character, my favorite fox? Or one of my favorite foxes. No, I'm not looking forward to that, Jericho. I know you're going to do it. I just know it. If you don't do it, then good. But still, I know it. What else? I don't know. I guess that's it. Thank you all for watching / listening. If you like this Halloween-themed Remember the Flowers update, then you can write it down in the comments, write that you liked it, or whatever. If you want to read it yourself, then you can do so by going down into the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page, where you can download the game and play it yourself. And if you would like to support the project like I do, you can go down and get their Patreon link, and subscribe to the Patreon, where you get early access to builds of Remember the Flowers if you subscribe to a specific tier, because it is tiered. And yeah, they also have merch on Popper and Press, which you can, buy. They have the Aaron and the Stinky Cooper, Smelly Pooper Dakimakuras, the body pillows. They have they also have the prints. They have the prints now. The one where it's after they rescue Cyrus, where they're eating. It's Kanto, Karain, Aaron, and Cyrus when he still had the long hair and the big jacket, and he's like, I don't know what's going on, but they rescued me. And then the one where it's Cyrus with Stinky Pooper in the drain, and he's like trying to show him his Axiom screen, but it's like, I mean, it's blurry, but like, I guess. But it's right before he betrays him. They do have merch that is being sold from China. It is a little bit more difficult to get, but it is worth it. It's a little bit expensive, but it is worth it. They have the acrylic, what are they called? Standees, I guess you could call them. There's one for Damien, and one is Axel, I think. And they have some other like cool little neat stuff that they sell. And you can order it if you're from the US. But you have to do like this whole process. And for me, it was very hard last time. And then I lost access to the account for some reason because I couldn't sign into it, which really sucked. And I wanted to order stuff, but I can't. But I mean, you can, but I can't for some reason. I could just like maybe really nicely ask the person that does it, or ask Jericho. I want to buy stuff. Aaron specific stuff. They have one that's like the summer, I think, or they had it. I don't know if it was like a print or what it was, but they were like, all the characters were like at a beach and it looked like really nice. Oh, I couldn't buy it. Anyways, but yeah, whatever. I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be, again, the side stories. So, bye-bye.